Okay, so I want to make a quick video today about the term or the phrase, everything happens for a reason. Now, I know a lot of people say that about whatever comes up in their life, and a lot of the times we shrug it off as, oh, it's kind of a weird belief to have, just everything happens for you, as if the world is all happening for you. That's why we're all here. But what a lot of people don't realize is that when someone says everything happens for a reason, they're actually putting themselves in a place of extreme empowerment. No matter what comes up in their life, they get to be empowered. And I want to dive into that a little bit. So I want everyone in the world to see the power in this so they can use it for themselves. So first off, when you hear somebody say everything happens for a reason, it's not always some spiritual woo-woo belief that the person has about their world or how they occur in the world. But to understand that, we have to take a step back and understand that there are two ways to view anything that happens in the world. And that is, everything happens to me is one way, and the other way is everything happens for me. Now, the people that believe everything happens for a reason, these are the people that also believe everything happens for me. So let's get an example of everything happens to me and the dangers or pitfalls that come with this belief. Now, when you believe everything happens to you, that means that anytime a challenge comes up in your life, anytime, let's say you get a flat tire, or let's say you spill something, whatever, anything that happens in your life that you didn't want to happen, if you believe it happens to you, then that means that right away when you say, I can't believe this happened to me, you put yourself in the victim mode. You become a victim, you become totally disempowered because it's happening to you. You can't do anything about it. What the hell? This is bullshit. I can't believe this is happening to me. Here I am on the side of the road with a flat tire. And you're in a total state of disempowerment. And when we're in a state like this, we tend to make more disempowering decisions that keep fulfilling on the disempowered state. So by taking this belief that everything happens everything happens to me, we actually fall into a disempowered state which leads us to make more disempowered decisions to fall into an even more disempowered state. It's a very dangerous place to be because things can get worse very, very quickly if we keep believing that everything happens to me. It's a complete victim mode. Now, let's look at everything happens for me. For somebody that believes everything happens for me or everything happens for a reason, when something happens, let's say they get the same flat tire or they get dumped or they spill a drink or whatever it is that they originally didn't want to happened, they look at the situation from an empowering context before they ever get disempowered. They get a flat tire and they look at it like, oh God, this sucks. You know what? Everything happens for a reason. And they go right into a totally empowered state and they change that tire. They don't focus on why did this happen? Oh, I'm such a victim, blah, blah, blah. And then go tell the friends about how much of a victim they are and how terrible their life is. They change that tire. And then they move on. They move on to the next thing. And then they look for what they could actually learn. Instead of dwelling on something and finding the negativity in it, they look at it and they say, wow, what could I learn? Well, you know what? I was driving on the shoulder of the road. And you know what? I probably got a flat tire when I was driving on the shoulder of the road for a minute when I wasn't paying attention. So I need to pay attention more. And they actually get to learn something from the situation that came up. From a total state of empowerment, they get to see everything that happened and then make a new decision or a new choice as to how to handle that situation if it ever comes up again, or how to avoid it from ever happening again. They get to learn from it. Or it could open up opportunities. Maybe they got a flat tire and then they go to a garage, and then at the garage, because they're not in a negative mood, while they're waiting for the car to get fixed, they talk to someone at the garage and they secure a new client. Maybe you sign up a new client for your business. And everything happens for a reason. You could become business partners. Amazing things can happen when you come and when you show up in life with a totally empowered mindset. So I really just want to share this, and I want anyone who's watching this, I want you to try it on. Like, if you currently don't believe that everything happens for a reason, or you haven't been believing it, And even if you don't believe it on a spiritual or woo-woo level, believe it for yourself. Believe it because it gives you access to being in a totally empowered state, which allows you to create a totally empowered life. So I encourage you, try it on. And if you try it on, leave some comments. Let me know how it worked out for you. I'm sure it'll work out great, but I'd love to hear from you. All right, so yeah, totally empowered state. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for me. What can you learn and what can you do with this situation? All right, I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.